go, Joel.
Ready.
Let's do it.
Born ready.
We've got Chris Chidovitsky here, along with somebody who needs no exclamation, Charlie Boone, introduction, and Chloe Seelhoff here for the first time.
Yep.
Chris, you always break your season down into 3 segments: non-conference, conference, playoffs. And here we are. Could you give us a recap of the non-conference highs, lows, things learned, and thoughts going into conference, starting with the matchup on Sunday of the first place, second place team in the preseason coaches poll?
Yeah, went by really quickly, but at the same time, I think back and I can't remember the start of the season, so it's all just been a blur. At the end of it, you want to figure out what your team identity is, right? So who are we going into conference play? And if you look at across the board, all the teams in the Big Sky, I think have figured that out. There have been some really impressive results over the past couple of weeks, including our own. And so I think everybody's at a point now where they know who they are, and you have to forget everything that you've done before. You can take the confidence if you've got it and carry that forwards, but otherwise the whole thing starts all over again. And just because you've done well in non-conference does not mean that you're going to do well in conference play. That's what we've learned over time. I know Charlie's been through it for years now. So we just got to show up and do the work this week and see how it goes.
I guess, Chris, what can you say about this group, you know, kind of battling through the injuries, right, and some of the obstacles to be at this point through non-conference play? I think 6-2-2 and, you know, just fighting through so many obstacles with so many players going down throughout the year so far. Yeah.
At one point, I just had to look in the mirror myself of being more of a conservative coach when it comes to how we play, especially when it comes to defending. And just, it was looking stale. It wasn't feeling like right, to be honest. And so coming off of Wyoming, just thought, let's just can the whole thing, and I've got to be the one that changes the identity of this group and allows them to play in a different way based on the personnel that we have. And so decided to blow things up and start all over again, and they've taken it on very well, and that's their true personality. So it actually took me getting out of the way for them to play as good as they possibly are. And so it's changed the identity of Griz soccer, maybe for the year, maybe permanently, who knows. But really exciting style of play, and I know some of you guys were lucky enough to be there to watch it the other day, and it's looking good and it feels good.
To that effect, I mean, when you lose a score like Delaney, you got to find someone to, you know, fill that. Chloe had 2 the other day. So what can you say about Chloe's impact so far that she's been here?
Chloe. Chloe can fly. She's pretty amazing. It took me a long time to figure out how to play her. Like last spring, I'm like, I have no idea what position this kid's going to play. She just likes to run and she likes to move, and she drifts into the right spots. And so this position just kind of came about with her in mind of like, where could I maximize Chloe? Hey, this might work. And so, yeah, it seems to be working. She's doing well. Jen's doing well. Riley, Sky, everybody seems to be contributing now, and it's spread the wealth well across the team as opposed to just focal point on Delu the whole time.
Then for you, Chloe, just, you know, working with this new formation, kind of acclimating with the new team, what's it been like, and what was it like to kind of have a little bit of a breakout game last week?
Yeah, like Chris said, it gives me this sort of freedom where I can run and find pockets behind the back line, kind of sneaky runs where they can't quite track me or pop into spaces. And it's really nice to communicate with our 9. If she wants to check 2, I can run. It gives me that freedom. I don't have to be stale and stay in one spot. And I also really like to face up against the opponent. So if I can get the ball at my feet and dribble, it's something I also really like to do. And it's been so fun. And my teammates are doing an awesome job of setting me up these past couple games. So I'm proud of us for that and adjusting to this style of play and kind of running with it. So.
And Charlie, as you're seeing kind of this new style, right, to fill roles, like what's it like, you know, as a vet on this team, kind of seeing things kind of shake up middle of the season?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, for the time that I've been here, we've never really stuck to a formation, but we've also never played this formation before. And I feel like Chris said, we were always a little bit more like conservative out of the back, but now we're taking a little bit more risks. There's a lot more rewards for us, so it's a really exciting way to play. So yeah.
For you, like, what stood out about Big Sky play in the past? Now that you're about to start it, like, mentality, you know, the physicality of it, what stood out to you over the years?
Yeah, Big Sky play is a different breed. I feel like Montana just has a huge target on their back. We have to go into every game, like, with a fresh mindset every single time. These teams really, really want to beat us, which it's just a really competitive environment to be in. And it's tough for sure, but it's exciting. Yeah.
Chris, your team's got 6 wins, and if I'm not wrong, I think all 6 of them are right here in Montana. Just talk about playing on this home field and what gets you guys going for it.
Yeah, playing at home, it's fun, right? Who doesn't love this field? It's been great to us over the years, and it continues to do so right now. So love being here. I love that the fan base grows year after year as well. It's becoming an intimidating place to play as well from that standpoint. And so we're just trying to turn this into a absolute fortress when it comes to NCAA Division I soccer.
All right, here's my weird one. I'll ask all three of you. We'll start with Charlie and go down the line. Halloween, October, right around the corner here. What might other teams find the spookiest part of playing you guys?
Have you met Allie Henriksen? Oh, actually, I have another one. Jen wears this mouth guard that's like separate colors. That's probably the spookiest part. And yeah, that's probably it.
You might have to go to Chloe while I continue thinking, because she took
I have
my
one.
mouth guard.
I'd say it's not really visibly scary, but I'd say it's spooky to play against a team that has so many different goal scorers. They don't know who's going to score that game. Who are you supposed to mark? I think that's pretty spooky.
I don't know what to say. The mouth guard piece was awesome. I mean, when Jen smiles, you're like, what? Is she missing teeth? No, it's just the mouth guard. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Yeah, definitely. Oh, Allie Henriksen. Yeah, and with Ricky coming back into full health right now, that's a spooky kid to play against. Definitely.
Chris, last year you opened league at Eastern and came away with a 1-1 draw and then rolled after that. What are the takeaway lessons that you can give the team about? We'd have to tell you again, because Eastern won just one Division I match last year, right? And then they tied you. But like Charlie had said, that was their biggest match, right? When they played you and they played the draw. What can you take from that and I guess use to help the team this year? Be like, this is what can happen if.
Yeah, I think you use it. You got to use the leadership of the team, the Charlies of the team, to be able to prep internally for that. Because at the end of the day, I can say everything I want to say, but I'm not on the field. There has to be a level of intensity that comes from everybody who is involved in the game, who has been through this process before. It's reminding them, and hopefully that they have a good enough memory and feelings from that day of saying, hey, you know what? Every game does matter. If we don't come out swinging, we're in a lot of trouble. So, yeah, it's. I used to be terrified of it back when I started off working here, but now it's just, I enjoy the coaches I'm up against now, highly respect every team that we come up against, and it's going to be fun to see everybody.
Kind of Charlie, going in, you're a veteran coming into these conference games. How do you clear your mindset? What do you do to forget, like Chris had said, forget those past non-conference games, because going into these conference games doesn't matter. What do you do to make sure that you stay focused and tunnel vision, continue forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why we had such a hard non-conference schedule, is to show us what we're capable of doing. Again, expose us in areas we needed to be fixed in, but also to wrap up a good midway point and then to open up into Big Sky play. Just shows us what we need to be looking like going in. Again, finding our identity. But yeah, resetting, I think it's nice. We don't have 2 games a week. We have 1 game right now for the next 2 weeks. So we'll be able to just fully reset and focus on Big Sky play now, which is good.
Chloe, same question. Kind of how do you plan on keeping that focus moving forward rather than looking at the past?
Yeah, like Charlie said, at this midpoint in the season, I think the team really realizes it's not individual anymore. And personally, for me, I've learned it's not about chasing goals. As soon as I shifted my mindset from just play like yourself, the goals will come. And that's kind of how the team has to go into conference. It's not about forgetting non-conference, but remembering how we felt in those wins and taking that mindset and how we can defend and attack into conference and play against these competitive and these brutal games, but remembering our style of play and really running with our new formation and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Sweet. Thank you.
Nice.
That was good.